Trying to please everyone. Hopefully, it's clear to now that we do a lot of things in order to be accepted. But if we want to do well in life and maintain our peace, we have to be a little selfish. We'll never be able to satisfy absolutely everyone, and that's exactly why we shouldn't even try. Give up the habit of being a people pleaser and start pleasing you. As someone who likes helping others with their personal problems, I found it difficult to stop trying to make everyone happy. In the past, I'd received hundreds of emails a week from people telling me their problems and asking for help. Naturally, I'd want to assist them. Responding to everyone was virtually impossible, and some people became irate because they felt I was ignoring them. It made me feel terrible, and I began to punish myself for it. Although I had other, more pressing tasks to complete, I devoted an unreasonable amount of time to reply to these emails. I became overwhelmed. I realized I couldn't please everyone, so I shouldn't attempt to. Nor should I be too hard on myself. It was important to prioritize my needs, and this is exactly what I did. I've never looked back. Sometimes I'm accused of being arrogant or stubborn for not giving much thought to the appearance of others. It's an extension of a judgmental ethos that lead people to this conclusion. Constructive opinions can be very beneficial to our growth, but destructive ones that demoralizes us don't have a positive purpose. The views and criticism disguised in a feedback doesn't deserve your attention. Let your good vibes to protect you. Some negative people are allergic to positivity. Be so positive that they can't stand being near you. After I committed myself to living life in a more optimistic manner, I gave up my unhealthy habits and embraced the positivity as often as I could. I then began noticing that some of the people I associated with didn't like this. They preferred my old behavior. They wanted me to complain and to be aggressive and judgmental. It was as if my attitude wasn't too positive for them. Some people labeled me as fake. I couldn't understand why. I'd gone from someone who complained a lot to someone who made a conscious effort to see the good in things. I didn't take myself to a different frequency from them emotionally. The further you are emotionally from another person, the less real you appear to them. This is based on the law of vibration. This distance can make both individuals feel uncomfortable around one another because you just don't vibe together. Sometimes this is a great indicator of whom you need to keep your distance from. What was apparent from my new positive behavior was that it wasn't pushing certain people away. When people were rude to me, I started reacting kindly to them. I didn't show up to the battle they were prepared for. I didn't show up in a battle they were preparing for. So we don't need to just involved in a battle, which means they really wanted the battle, right? So this repelled them because they didn't have an answer for my response to the rudeness. This was great because those people were the ones on much lower frequency than I was, but who had no interest in erasing theirs. They were too comfortable in their cynical ways. Our energies were incompatible, and they shard to prove my field of existence. I don't need to distance myself from them because they done job for me. Mm. Less dramatically, if you invited to the birthday celebration or you know someone who regularly verbally attacks you will be present. You could choose to avoid it and protect your own peace. You know your attendance will only attack the drama. But there are similarly toxic settings that are much harder to avoid. One of the most common is your place of work. There might be people who make your life a misery, but they can't just stay at home. Although I wasn't thankful for having a decent job, all the signs suggested that I needed to leave and pursue my passions. I knew I wanted to spread positivity in the world and help people to better their lives. So one day I took a massive, courageous step. I quit my job and I jumped into the unknown. It was a huge risk. I left with very little financial security, as I didn't have much money saved. Some might say I was bold and brave, others might put it down to naivety. But after I left and I woke up every day with a rush of gratitude. Even though I had a few financial burdens, there was no price I could have put on the sense of peace I'd found. I was soon able to follow my passions and I started a lifestyle blog, sharing personal development articles. I never regret my decision, and I'm thankful for all the difficulties I faced before I started over. For example, the wounds from working the wrong jobs gave me wisdom and the resolve that helped me create a better life for myself and others. Nonetheless, it's very common for people to become stuck in harmful workplaces, but they push us into unhealthy mental status and greatly affect our well-being. Living an unfulfilling job is daunting, and most of the time financial obligations prevent you from saying enough is enough and acting on it. We all crave security and comfort, and entering the unknown can be scary. But you can certainly secure the from a job. Either you have no control over your salary, pay rises, promotions, or anything else about your job. Even though you will continue to have it. That's true, that's correct. Exactly, right? When you recognize that you deserve a better than a toxic situation you are trapped in, be darling enough to move on. You don't have to rush the process. But the longer you stay in harmful conditions, the more you sabotage your own life, accepting yourself. You won't be important to other people all the time, and that's why you have to be important to yourself. Learn to enjoy your own company, take care of yourself, encourage positive self-talk, and become your own support system. Your needs matter. You start meeting them yourself. Don't rely on others. I'm sorry. Someone once posed the question, if I asked you to name all the things you love, how long would it take for you to name your first? This question serves as a reminder that many of us neglect the self-love. It's the result of a common problem within our society. We are conditioned to care more about what others think of us than what we think about ourselves. Learning to interact effectively with other people and getting them to like you will help you to achieve your goals. But there is a deeper issue that must be addressed first. Do you like yourself? Definitely, absolutely, right? We learn to care about how others feel about us, but avoiding focusing on how we feel about ourselves. This creates a society in which people try to impress others in order to be liked, but deep down they remain unsatisfied because they don't like themselves. Admittedly, it's nice when your talents are recognized, when your work is rewarded, your achievements applauded or looks appreciated. In these moments, you justify your existence. We are flattered, we feel loved, we feel important, life feels good. But we continue in perpetual mission to please others, to prove our worth. We create our own financial pressures by buying things we don't need, just so we can impress people who care little for our well-being. We change ourselves and fit in, rather than changing the world by being ourselves. We alter our natural beauty to that, to social expectations. We strive for endless eternal goals while neglecting our own spiritual growth. The power of love and kindness is enormous, and sharing it with others can transform the world. But we must also be kind and loving towards ourselves. Instead of trying to change who you are, start giving yourself permission to feel good. Transform your own world, and you will hone the skills needed to change the world around you. If, as it happens very often, we don't treat ourselves with the kindness and respect we deserve, we become insecure and disaffect our confidence, attitude, and health. This results in a struggle to show love towards others in the way we want to, which, in turn, affects the expressions of love we receive. People tend to enjoy being around and falling in love. Those who gracefully accept themselves. For this reason, self-love is a vital element in being strong relationships. Regardless of the whether they genuinely love each other, their relationship suffers because in the characteristics of self-love. Caressing behavior begins to affect the choice well-being. He then starts to believe that her actions indicate that she doesn't truly love him. Sorry? When you accept yourself as you are, you put emphasis on your own well-being and joy, and you will be content with the idea that not everyone will accept you as you are. You will know your worth, so you want to care if others don't recognize it. In fact, you will come to understand why they don't recognize it. Unfortunately, because most people don't accept themselves, they search for flaws in others. They're back where they started. The importance of loving yourself unconditionally. The ideas in the following chapter 1 will enhancing your awareness and understanding of exactly why you hold your current beliefs so you can make meaningful changes into your life. This journey of personal growth will guide you towards self-acceptance and bring joyful experiences into your world. I'm sorry. My throat. I'm sorry about that. Appreciate your physical beauty. It's great to take care of yourself when it comes to physical appearance. We should always feel comfortable in our skin, and looking after your body is a healthy habit. The fact that you have a body at all is incredible. You're a reflection of your wonder of nature, whether you believe in God or not. When the world was created, it wasn't given rules or instructions to help humankind access what physical beauty is. No, these ideas were formed by us and are today often moderated and manipulated by mainstream media. You can only recognize your own beauty if you praise self-love, but I'll be honest with you, it's difficult. With the media platforms playing on our insecurities, it's hard not to compare ourselves with others. We are bombarded by images showing people with conventionally attractive bodies. We know that most of these images aren't real. that they've been edited, and the doctor, to sell an idea, a product, or a dream, but we easily forget this, and they quickly magnify confidence issues. We define our physical flaws in relation to what is told isn't a perfect body. They are constantly told what beauty looks like, and if we don't question this, these endless messages implant in our heads a subconscious definition of what it means to be beautiful. Anything that doesn't match the popular definition of beauty appears to us as a flaw, as it makes us judgmental, always accessing physical beauty against that benchmark. This not only affects how we perceive others, but also how we perceive ourselves. Don't let socially constructed ideas about beauty lower your self-esteem. There are no rules to beauty. Accept and love yourself as you are. Embrace your flaws and get comfortable in your own skin. Wear your imperfections like. They don't need a season to be fashionable. First, she was judged for not appearing perfect by society's standards, and then she was judged for trying to fix it. The truth is clear, you simply cannot satisfy everyone. Your personal beauty isn't for everyone, and that's fine. It does mean you are less beautiful than any other human being. Perfection is subjective and based on an entirely own perception. Wear your imperfections proudly because they make you unique. Never stop appreciating your own beauty. If you feel you'd rather be someone other than yourself, you're not alone. But if you can recognize and embrace your own unique beauty, you can live with authenticity and be proud of who you are. A person who accepts themselves as they can inspire the world. And that can be you. You could show the world how to reach joy through self-acceptance. Compare only with yourself. Ignore what everyone else is doing. Your life is not about everyone else. It's about you. Instead of focusing on their past, pay attention to your own. That's where your journey is taking place. Comparison is one of the most common reasons why we experience sadness. I admit that comparison has stolen my job on many occasions. I got to the stage where I was often embarrassed by my life because it wasn't as attractive as the lives of those around me. I remember during school, I'd really invite my friends to my house because I felt embarrassed by the size of inner condition. It's very difficult in this world not to compare yourself with others. During one of my meditations, I came across a memory of a wedding I attended as a child. I joined in some games with others as kids. I must have only been 10 years old. There was a boy who was a few years older than me, and he was dictating what game we would play next. He appeared to be the leader. As harmless as intention might be, this has a potential to undermine a child's abilities, especially if they are not being praised for their achievements too. Looking to others for inspiration is fine, but there's a difference between inspiration and envy. Comparing our lives with others that we see online is a waste of energy. People only share photos in which they look attractive, happy, and successful. Now when they're tired, scared, and lonely. Scared and lonely. Remember, if someone is sharing images and videos of their wonderful life, you don't know what they went through to get it. For every triumph, there might have been a buckle, lot of blood, sweat, tears. Even for some of the public figures who are constantly signalized as being in love, there might be a history of rejection and bullying. For every gorgeous photo, there may be 50 that were deleted. We come across people who are completely different on social media from who they are in real life. The truth is distorted with filters and inspiration captions to make everything seem better than it is. We all know this, but it's easy to forget. It appeals to human nature to turn on social media for instant vibration through likes, comments, and followers. When we engage with social media, our brain releases dopamine, a hormone that makes us feel good, and is also involved in addiction. Have you considered that you might be comparing your life with those of people who use social media to feel avoiding themselves because they've forgotten how to praise self-love? This isn't about what other people are doing or sharing online. It's not about what they're up in life and how far they've gone. It's about you. Your competition is you. Outdoing yourself isn't your daily task, and that's where the comparison should be directed on the person you were yesterday. If you want to be the greatest version of yourself, you have to keep the focus on your own life and goals.